Hi, it's Myozan Kodo here from Zen Buddhism Ireland and from Blue Mountain White Clouds Hermitage. And we are continuing with our reading of Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind by Suzuki Roshi. And moving on to page 43, which is the chapter on bowing. Bowing is a very serious practice. You should be prepared to bow even in your last moment. Even though it is impossible to get rid of our self-centered desires, we have to do it. Our true nature wants us to. What is this bowing? What does it signify? To what do we bow? Why do we bow? What is the meaning of bowing? So, this is the meaning of bowing. To just bow. To give over completely to the bow. To bow with nothing added and nothing taken away. The bow as it is. It's a great practice. It's a practice that engenders humility. It's a practice that is common to a lot of Buddhist traditions. A lot of monks and nuns would bow 108 times every morning, 108 prostrations, using their japamala beads to count the 108. It's a practice I do myself sometimes, not every morning. And my Dharma brother, Dainan Joko, came from the Korean tradition, and he bows, practices 108 bows with great frequency. Bowing is giving up the self, giving over to everything. We bow to the floor, we bow to the sky, we bow to Buddha. The master, which is not myself, bows to the student bows to the master, to the teacher. We bow together. We bow to stones, we bow to mountains, we bow to chairs, we bow to the sky, we bow to the clouds, we bow to the earth. Buddha nature pervades everything, including ourselves. So this practice of bowing is not just a ritual. It is the Dharma actualized. It is the teachings manifest. Zen students that have a kind of a resistance to ritual and to ritual forms have in many ways an intellectual or egotistic barrier to giving over to the tradition. For these people, it is particularly important to practice forms and to bow. And for those that are in love with form and the ballet of ritual, it is important to sit more zazen and not to become too attached to the genuine beauty of ritual. A student that I encountered recently didn't like bowing. Bowing somehow was, um, it was a religious practice. It um, it was a submissive practice. It was an alien practice. But this student needed more than anyone else to bow, because this person I have in mind was quite an arrogant person who always told, and although they were very new to the Dharma, they were always lecturing people on the meaning of the Dharma, often, to my mind, quite inaccurately. Now, should I have told this person to shut up? Probably. But I tried a gentler approach, and in fact that person just drifted away. So bowing, for the arrogance within myself and ourselves, bowing is a very good practice. Suzuki Roshi reminds us of its importance. Bowing is a very serious practice. You should be prepared to bow even in your last moment. Even though it is impossible to get rid of our self-centered desires, we have to do it. Our true nature wants us to. So in Zen ritual we bow a lot. And there's a great story, I think it's of Rempo Niwa, who was waiting to enter the Buddha hall when he was officiating, and standing out of sight when the procession was going into the Buddha hall. As one dignitary went in after another, Rempo Niwa bowed. And he was with possibly the Jisha or some attendant. And one came in and he bowed. He was standing out of sight. No one entering the Buddha hall could see him. Then a dog came along. This story is told by Taigu, my teacher. And the attendant was thinking, he's not going to do it, is he? And he did. Rempo Niwa bowed. So, in the realm of Buddha Dharma, everything is sacred. And Buddha nature pervades the whole universe. So we could even place a stone before us and bow. So we're not worshipping the stone, we are acknowledging the Buddha nature that permeates all things. In your big mind, everything has the same value. Everything is Buddha himself. You see something or hear a sound, and there you have everything just as it is. In your practice, you should accept everything as it is, giving to each thing the same respect given to a Buddha. Here there is Buddhahood. Then Buddha bows to Buddha, and you bow to yourself. This is the true bow. So, this is the great teaching of Suzuki Roshi in this chapter. We bow to all things, and we engender that humility and selflessness which is central to our practice and to our practicing of the precepts indeed. Suzuki Roshi tells a lovely story about his teacher having a callus on his forehead from bowing so much, because he was an old stubborn fellow and needed to bow to get rid of his stubbornness. The chapter finishes with a lovely reminder that that progress is slow in our practice. To think because it is impossible we will do it is not Buddhism. Even though it is impossible, we have to do it because our true nature wants us to. So we enter this practice with an endless vow to practice endlessly. After you have practiced for a while, you will realize that it is not possible to make rapid, extraordinary progress, even though you try very hard. The progress you make is always little by little. It is not like going out in a shower in which you become wet. It's like going out in a fog, he says. It is like studying a foreign language. You cannot do it all of a sudden, but by repeating it over and over, you will master it. This is the Soto way of practice. We can say either that we make progress little by little, or that we do not even expect to make progress, which is Kodo Suaki's way. Just to be sincere and make our full effort in each moment is enough. There is no nirvana outside our practice. So, we must be prepared to bow endlessly. In the Tibetan tradition, they practice 10,000 bows, 100,000 bows, which you must perform within a certain period of time. Complete kowtows. My friend Kieran, Tibetan Buddhist, was telling me recently. Wonderful practice, and one that we need to remember in our own Soto Zen tradition. That this endless vow is manifest in each bow, in each set of 3 bows, which we call sampai. And that this is us entering the Buddha nature of all things and recognizing it and bowing down to it with humility, having given up the self and realizing that this is the self. Everything. So the great Master Suzuki reminds us of these teachings here in this short chapter on bowing, in his beautiful, simple style. Okay, just a couple of thoughts then this morning on bowing, and I think we'll leave it at that until a few weeks' time. It's summer now, so I'm disappearing on retreat for a while very soon, so it might be quite a few weeks before I get to pick up this reading of Suzuki Roshi's book again. So thanks for your attention. Check out Blue Mountain White Clouds Hermitage online, or Zen Buddhism Ireland online, which is at zenbuddhism.ie, and you can drop me a message there if you wish to discuss anything. Or anyway, thanks for your attention. Have a great day.